Guys, it was right there. It was like right friggin' there, and now you decide to stuff it up. I hate you all so much. Stupid bloody game.
Go Cubs go, go Cubs go. Hey Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today.
Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome back to the stupid Cubs. We were this close. We were one game behind the Milwaukee Brewers here. We were in the wild card spot, and then this week happened, and I'm just so annoyed. I'm just so annoyed. We're essentially done. We'll just I can't even be bothered. We can't win the division anymore. We are 2 games outside of the Phillies for the wild card with 2 games to play. I mean, we were ahead of the Dodgers. What have we done? Let's go and check the lineups. It's in all likelihood the final game of the season, but who knows? I guess where there's life, there's hope, but there's not much life, so there's not much hope. I don't know why we bother, Chicago. This team sucks. At first base, it's Vlad Jr. At second base, it's Alejandro Ramirez. At third base, it's Luis Peralta. At shortstop, it's Nate Frost. In left field, it's William McQuaid. In center field, it's Ernesto De Leon. In right field, it's Bobby Patterson. Designated hitter is Carson Messina. Behind the plate, it's Billy Conquest. And your starting pitcher is Jake Acree. Very upbeat start to the episode, wasn't it? So here we go. There's going to be a few players, is there? Judy is in their lineup, but that's about it, I think. Oh, no, and Necker. Necker is there as well, who we traded to them. How's he done this year? Batting .230, so roughly what he did with us, which wasn't a great deal. All right, so Nate Frost will lead us off at shortstop. Peralta bats second at third. Then we've got McQuaid in a slump at just the wrong time in left field. Vlad, potentially his last game for the Cubs that we'll see anyway. He's at cleaning up at first base. Then we've got Patterson, Alejandro Ramirez, Messina in for Bracefield at DH, and then De Leon, Cronquist, and Jake Acree, who has missed most of the season with injury, and only a 4.5 record, ERA of 4.96, whip of 1.67. The injury may have affected him this year, mightn't it? We're up against Lucas Davenport for them. He's quite good. 12.9 record, ERA of just under 3.50 and a whip of 1.11. The matchups, for once, do not look at all in our favour. How is Garland ahead of Vlad, by the way? That's ridiculous. Alright, so welcome to Wrigley. It'll be Johnson to lead them off, batting .289 this season. And a big thank you to the Patreon and channel members as well as they scroll across the bottom there. And, yeah, The thing is, so this is, what's this, the 26th, I think? This is episode is for... The new game comes out on the 15th of March, if you weren't aware, so we don't really have enough time for another season. Now, one thing that was suggested that I am keen to do is, as Frost can knock it down but not make a play, is sort of go ahead for a season and see how the AI does. Yeah, because, I mean, it is a big rebuild at the end of this season. We've got 104 million to spend. There's a few fairly notable players that are up, Vlad amongst them. So there's lots and lots of money to spend, and yeah, I don't know. There's a big part of me, like, I don't want to say goodbye to the team. I love them and hate them in equal measures. It feels like. So what is so frustrating about this season is that the pitching has been so good for the most part. As Frost, has he started off with a home run? Nate Frost. Or was it Peralta? No, it's Frost, isn't it? Yeah, Frost has hit the home run. His 4th of the season, 381 feet. And if they come back and sweep this series, I will be so annoyed. So annoyed. It is Peralta now, batting .319 over his rookie season. If he's not Rookie of the Year, then I don't know what it... I'd love to see the guy that beats him, to be honest. He gets a hit, so that is 1 on, none out for McQuaid now. Batting .258. I do wonder if I was to continue, and I may continue off camera. I haven't decided yet. Just like I say, I don't really want to say goodbye to the team. That's a double play, Vlad. Ah, you muppet. I wonder if it's not that I think Rocco, the manager, is doing a fair enough job, but he wants to hire some of his own coaching staff, and I wonder if that is potentially the problem, because I think the hitting coach stayed the same, but the bench coach I think is the one that he chooses, and we have a new bench coach for this season, so I wonder if there's something there. I've got a cat hair up my nose, sorry, it's really itchy and it's annoying. Yeah, so I wonder if there's something there as Necker welcomes himself back to Wrigley by getting hit by a pitch. As he tries to steal, he can't do that, and yeah, we had to wait for him. So Cronquist, with only his 11th throwout of 80 tries, that's not a great record, is it? So 2 out, none on for Hayes. It's an 0-1 pitch. Can Acree get himself out of the second? Yes, he can, assuming that Vlad or Cronquist can catch, and that'll do it for that. Because, yeah, the bats, I just feel like the bats have just let us down massively. Our starting pitching has been so much better this year. And just the bats. Just the bats. You know, I mean, you look at Vlad and McQuaid essentially batting .250 each. Their home runs are probably down about 10 each on what you'd expect them to get. As Ramirez comes in, batting .286 in his rookie season. As he pops that up into left field for 2 down. And it'll bring up Messina now, who is batting .224. First pitch swing for him. And Messina pops her up into centre field to end the second. So we're still 1-0 up. We, of course, need to make sure that the Phillies need to lose. That is first and foremost. Well, we need to win, but the Phillies also need to lose. As Cerna will lead them off with a pop bunt. That is caught, and that is 1 away. In comes Johnson again. He's 0 for 1 today. It's a 1-1 pitch. And that is down to Vlad. Easy out at first for 2 away. And it'll bring up Bonaparte, who is batting .227 for the season. 1 for 1 today. And that is into deep right field. It is off the wall. And it'll be a 2-out double. As apparently Bonaparte doesn't mind facing Acree. So it's Bustamante now. He's 0 for 1 today. Can we sit him down? Oh, 2 on, 2 out. And it is Judy. Walked first time around. This time he has hit it into left field. McQuaid comes in, makes the catch, ends the top of the third. And we are still 1-0 up. It is De Leon now to lead us off, batting .227 this season, a 1-2 pitch. He strikes out 1 away. And it'll bring up Cronquist, who is batting .225. I think he's been the disappointment. Oh, he's hit that well. Is that going to find the grass? It is going to find the grass, and Cronquist gets a 1-out double. I was just expecting more from him, I think, given that he's a sort of a hitting catcher. I mean, we've already seen that he hasn't particularly done well, you know, for example, throwing Steelers out. As Nate Frost, is he going to drive in another one? The error's going to make sure he does. And Nate Frost, now that he scored a single, I would imagine. I don't know if he'll get the RBI on that one. There's no real way to tell till he comes up to bat next, I don't think. So 1 on, runner at second. And 1 away. Full count for Peralta. He pops one straight up. And that'll be caught eventually by the first baseman for 2 away. Runner will stay at second, obviously, for McQuaid, who's 0 for 1. A 1-0 pitch. Come on, William. McQuaid has hit it into centre field. It is going to be caught. And that will end the third. But we are 2-0 up. And it'll bring in Pereira to lead us off. Or lead them off, I should say. He's 0 for 1 today to face Acree. A 2-1 pitch. A ground ball to... who's at second for this one? Ramirez. Of course he is. And that is 1 away. Caballero comes up. He's 0 for 1 today. Full count on him. And that is a walk. So 1 on, 1 out. And it is Necker who got hit, didn't he, last time up. This time he whacks one into left field. And it will be runners at first and second with 1 away. And it is Hayes who is 0 for 1. It's a 1-0. It is through, and that is going to pull back a run, I would dare say. No, it loads the bases with 1 away. Come on, Jake. It's Cerna to the plate. He's 0 for 1. We would love a double play. We're not going to get that. It is going to drop in, and it might even... It's not going to tie the game, is it? But 1 out, still loaded bases. It's 2-1. And Acree has dug himself a big, big hole here. Johnson is up now. He's 0 for 2. First pitch. That is through. That is going to tie the game. Is it going to actually give them the lead? No, but we're in actual trouble now. Because, yeah, we cannot afford to lose this game. If we lose this game, it is definitely season over. And that is just one, so we have fallen behind. 2 out runners at second and third. And Jake Acree is just not quite... He was so promising, and he's just not quite had it this season. That is going to be 2 more across. And that should do it for Jake Acree, I would imagine. And, yeah, we've got a lot of work to do now to get ourselves back in front. So Eldridge will come in. Garland's at the plate, so they've batted around here, I think, haven't they? It's a 1-0 pitch. That should do it. And what a disaster that has been. The top of the 4th, we give up 5. And it'll be Vlad to lead us off in the bottom of the inning. He's 0 for 1 today. A 2-2 pitch, and Vlad strikes out for 1 away. In comes Bobby Patterson, 0 for 1. A 1-0 pitch. And Bobby Patterson grounds it to the third baseman, who can't get the play done. So, no excuse for dropping that throw. We'll take it. Ramirez to the plate now. He's 0 for 1. A full count. Patterson at first. And a walk. So, 2 on. 1 out. Tying run to the plate. And it is Messina who is 0 for 1. 0-2 pitch. Messina has popped it up. And, well, we're desperate now because we're asking De Leon to do something. And doesn't always deliver, old De Leon. It's a 1-1. And he might have delivered there, though. That has dropped in. It's going to score 1. So it is 5-3 on the... No, wait. It might even be 5-4 as De Leon delivers. It might only be scored a double. But it's a 2 RBI double. He's at third either way. And it's Cronquist now who's 1 for 1. Can he tie this game? Cronquist into left field. It does drop in. Oh, it's a 2-out rally. And the bottom of the order have come up massively for us there. So, tied game again. Nate Frost to the plate. He is 2 for 2 with 2 RBI. So, he did get the RBI on that error last time up. It's an 0-1 pitch. And Frost into center field. That's going to find the grass. And is that going to give us a lead? Cronquist not the quickest. And he stops at third. So, 2 out. Runners at second and third. And it is Peralta to the plate who's 1 for 2. It's a 3-0 pitch. And they walk him to load the bases for McQuaid. Now, McQuaid has been in horrible form recently, but what a chance to finish things off on a high. It's a 3-0 pitch. Are they going to walk in the run? Oh, I'd be doing my head in if I was the Pittsburgh manager, that is for sure. It is now 6-5. We are in front. And Vlad's at the plate, 0 for 2 today. It's an 0-1 pitch. Vlad! Oh, I think Vlad has done it, has he? It is gone! A Vlad grand slam! It is 10-5. We have replied with 8 runs of our own in the 4th. And Vlad Jr. with a grand slam. Oh, you love to see that. All right, let's keep this going. Bobby Patterson now, who's 0 for 2. Bobby Patterson, he pops it up, and that'll do it for the 4th. What an inning just across the board. 13 runs, 8 of them for us, and it's 10-5. Eldridge to face Pereira now, who's 0 for 2. Oh, I said I love and hate this team in equal measures at times. That should be out. It is. 1 down. In comes Caballero, who is 0 for 1. It is a 2-2 pitch. And that is out at first. So that is 2 down. And it is Naka now, 0 for 2. Well, not 0 for 2, sorry, an 0-2 pitch. And that will do it for the 5th. Well done, Eldridge. Oh, I feel like this is what let me know what you guys think, obviously. This is just my sort of uneducated opinion. I feel like we've had a team. This is what, our 11th season? I'm going to say for at least 8 of those seasons, we've had a team that I felt like was good enough to win the World Series. And this season, of course, we went a little bit the other way in getting in, that really quality starting pitching, sort of aiming more for the postseason. And for whatever reason, the bats have just not happened for us. And I don't think I've ever been as frustrated at a game as I am with this one. I just don't understand how we haven't won a World Series, considering, there's an error back. So their leadoff man is aboard. We were 3-0 up in the World Series that we did make. So I mean, realistically, that's what we should have won, isn't it? So, but yeah, I just can't believe that this team has, only made 1 World Series as well. So Yeah, it's just all a little bit disappointing. So yeah, I mean, this won't be the end. There'll be at least one more episode sort of wrapping up this season. And, well, I mean, who knows? Maybe Pittsburgh will get swept, as there's a pitcher killer up the middle and a leadoff single for Cronquist. So, nicely done. Frost, who is 3 for 3 and having a day out. That ends there as he strikes out. So that's one down. In comes Peralta, who's 1 for 2. It's a 1-1 pitch. Peralta, oh, I thought for a second it might get down that first base line. But they get the man at second. Peralta will be at first for McQuaid, who is 0 for 2 with an RBI. It's an 0-1 pitch. And McQuaid into left field, right field even. It drops in. He will have a single. Peralta will go to third. So we have runners at the corners with Vlad at the plate. Grand slam for him last time up. A full count this time. And Vlad tries to do it again. Just not quite the same connection. And that'll end the 6th. So we are still 10-5 up. Bustamante. He is 1 for 2 today. A 2-2 pitch and a strikeout. Is it still Eldridge on the mound? It is still Eldridge. That was quite the fastball. I didn't think he could throw that hard. Anyway, Judy's at the plate now. He walks. So 1 on, 1 out for Pereira, who is 0 for 3. It is a 2-1. And that could be a double play ball. It was sharply hit. We just get the 1. Peralta to Ramirez. Now, Ramirez not the greatest defensive player, so maybe that takes it. Well, Peralta's not great at third base either, so maybe that played its role in what could have been a double play, maybe with better defensive players. But strikeout ends the top of the 7th. Let's stretch, and we need to vote for your MVP as well. All right, welcome back. Now, let's vote for our MVP. Thank you, everybody who nominated. We have got 4. We had so many nominations. What I've done is I've taken the 4 with the highest WAR, and those are the nominees for MVP this year. So, the first one in alphabetical order is Jimmy Long. A 17-9 record, ERA of 3.17, 249 strikeouts, and a WAR of 4.1. Next up, and this was, I think, nominated as a bit of a Lifetime Achievement Award, William McQuaid, batting average this season of 258, 25 home runs, 85 RBIs, and a WAR of 1.8. Next up, it is Yuri Perez, a 14-9 record, an ERA of 3.54, 155 strikeouts, and a 2.6 WAR. And the final nominee is Tim Vitskov, 14-7 record, ERA of 2.90, 245 strikeouts, and a WAR of 5.7. So as ever, there'll be a link down top of the description just below there, and make sure you click on that. It'll take you through to a straw poll. Vote for who you think has been our MVP this season, and we'll announce it at the end of season awards, which in all likelihood, unless the Phillies lose, will be next episode. All right, let's see if we can wrap this up. So Bobby Patterson will lead us off in the bottom of the 7th. He is 0 for 3, a 2-2 pitch, and Patterson pops it straight up, and it'll be caught in foul territory by the third baseman, and that is 1 away. In comes Ramirez now, 0 for 2. A 1-2 pitch. Ramirez strikes out. Looked like a good swing, that one too, didn't it? That is 2 down for Messina. He's 0 for 3. It's a full count. And Messina grounds it to the shortstop to end the 7th. Yeah, I feel like this is almost just like a therapy session for me. You know, if we were to do another season... The big question, I guess, is Vlad, would we get him back? He's 34. I certainly wouldn't get him back on huge money. That is fairly well hit into the gap of right center field, and it will be a 1-out double. I wonder if that'll do it for Eldridge. He has been on for quite a while now, hasn't he? He does have decent stamina. He could easily be starting. I think when we traded for him, Joswiak's going to come out. He did really well there, though, didn't he, Eldridge? When we traded for him, he was sort of our version of Ohtani, an Ohtani light kind of thing. But yeah, he's never really been given a chance with a bat. The Rocco has the player strategy. That's something I don't get a say in, and he's decided to only use him as a pitcher. So we would have probably ideally liked to have him as a batter or someone that I could throw in the outfield at times. But yeah, unfortunately, that's something I've had the option to do. As De Leon will lead us off with a walk. Now, he's a good base runner as well. And let's see if Cronquist, who is 3 for 3, can do anything. He's sent that straight up. And there is 1 away. De Leon will go back to first. It'll bring up Nate Frost, who is 3 for 4 today. A 1-1. There goes De Leon, and De Leon gets there. 15 of 21 steals. As I said, he is a very good base runner. So a 1-2 pitch, runner at second. Frost strikes out. And that is 2 down for Peralta now, who's 1 for 3. And an 0-2 pitch. Peralta nowhere near that. And we will go to the 9th with a 10-5 lead. It's been very quiet since the 4th inning, hasn't it? Joswiak to face Bonaparte. He is 2 for 4 today. It is a 1-2 pitch. And it is a strikeout for Josie. In now will come Bustamante, who is 1 for 2. 1 for 3 even, with 2 RBIs. A first pitch swing. And a ground ball to Ramirez over to first for 2 down. It's their final out. And let's see if we can get Judy. He is 0 for 2. It's a 2-2 pitch. And he has grounded it to Vlad. And that'll do it. We've beaten Pittsburgh 10-5. Have the Phillies lost, or is our season over? So the Phillies have lost 2-0 to the Marlins. And now the Marlins, they're out of contention, but they are a decent side. It was Lazon that was going for them. Now, he's their elite pitcher. So, not surprising, perhaps, that they lost that. It does mean, if we go to the standings, that we are now 1 game back of them in the wild card race. I mean, do we really want to draw this out? Or, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to click continue. We're going to sim the game. And if it comes down to a final day of the season thing, we'll do that. Otherwise, I think we've all just about had enough of this team for this season, haven't we? So let's do that. Let's sim 1 day and see what happens in the second last game of the season. All right, so we have won. We have won 6-1, 12 hits to 6. We can see everybody's batting numbers there. Home runs by Peralta, Messina, and Ramirez. Got the job done. Now, we did have Viskov going on the mound, and he had a 10 strikeout day, only giving up 1 earned run, so he did quite well. Now, what happened with the Phillies? If they won, what happens if they won? No. Oh, well, let's just see what happened with the Phillies. Oh, the Phillies have won in extra innings, so they are still 1 game ahead of us going into the final game of the season. Now, I don't know what the head-to-head is between us. Let me just go and have a quick look at that. So if we go team versus team, we want National League. So where are we here? We're the Cubs. We're looking for the Phillies. So it's 50-50. So if we win and they lose, and we're equal record, and we're equal record, like head-to-head record, what happens there? I don't know. Is the basic answer, isn't it? I don't know what happens there. Do we have a 1-game shootout, perhaps? So we'll come back for the final game of the season. We'll see what happens in that. And, well, could we sneak in? Could we sneak in? We need Miami to do us a massive favor. So pray to your Miami gods. And, yeah, let's just hope. Let's just hope. Come on, boys. Come on. Don't let us down now.